I'm sorry, I'm laughing because we want it for the bloopers.
Is that why? You should laugh early.
Hello, everybody. My name is Imanshi Wadwani, and I'll be your host for today. I welcome you all to UniBeans, a channel, a podcast where we talk about career services, where we talk about personal and professional development, and guiding students to becoming young professionals. Today we have my good friend and a first-year UBC student. Her name is Ariba Khan. And yes, Ariba, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Ariba and I'm a first year student hoping to major in econ if I get the desired grades. And I have been offered a 100% scholarship to study at UBC.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and the scholarship is through the International Scholars Program and it is called the International Impact Award. The best part about the scholarship is that I don't really need to pay anything to study here. They're covering everything, including my flights,
Yay!
housing, meals, everything is covered. And
I'm friends with Ariba, guys. Yes. Can you share with us your journey to getting this, prestigious award, and that how is your academic and your personal journey going at UBC?
So it all started in my 11th grade when I decided to study abroad. At that point of time, I was researching on universities, and honestly, at that time, I didn't really know the cost of studying at the international universities. I thought the max it can go is like a $30,000, the entire cost of attendance.
Yeah.
And then I saw UBC's website, and it said like around $40,000 to $50,000 for a Bachelor of Arts program, and I told my dad about it, and he was like, "Are you kidding me? Is it like, are you talking about some like 5-6 years program?" I was like, "No, it's just the first year cost of attendance." So at that time I realized I really need a scholarship to study abroad, and from that point of time I started building my profile to get a scholarship from universities abroad. So I did a lot of extracurriculars in my 11th and 12th grade. I did a research internship at University of California, Santa Cruz. I started my own initiative on sustainability. I represented my country at a leadership conference. So for 2 years, it took me a lot of hard work, a lot of multiple Zoom meetings where my classes were clashing at some point. There were research internship, a lot of things happening, preparing for standardized testing and everything, and in the end I received the full ride from UC. And one more thing is that I applied to universities in the United States and I got waitlisted by all the top universities. So yeah, I got waitlisted by all the top universities in the US.
You're at UBC, so.
And I was not hoping to get the scholarship from UBC because it is so competitive. Like, getting a scholarship at a top university in US is easier than getting a scholarship at UBC because the acceptance rate for the full ride scholarship is very low. It's like less than 1%.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a dream come true, honestly, when I saw that email that congratulations, you got the scholarship. So I wasn't expecting that. I was going to US before to study at a business school in Silicon Valley. I got a full tuition scholarship from them. But then I got a scholarship from UBC and I was like, hey, I'm gonna come at UBC, so yeah.
So one of the big questions that I think our audience would love to know is, what are your future plans?
I have no clue.
That's every
I have
university
no
student.
clue.
We don't know.
I mean, there was one point where I wanted to start my own study abroad firm, like my own company. There was a point where I wanted to become a content creator, which I personally want to become. There was a point where I wanted to get into consulting firms like all the McKinsey, BCG, and all these firms. And now I like marketing. So my interests change like after every few months. So I don't have any clue right now what I really want to do for future. However, I'll start something of my own.
You want to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, something of my own. But after graduation, let's hope that I get placed at a good consulting firm. Hopefully. Or I can get a marketing job, or it's just there are a lot of options available, so I'm not sure.
We have very aligning interests. High five.
Yeah.
Same. So, for the audience to know, Ariba has over 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. Woohoo! What is that? What is the secret? Because as a first year student, that's a big deal. How do you use LinkedIn professionally? How should first years use it as a tool for professional development? Could you give us
So
some
LinkedIn is literally the best platform for every student. I mean, leave Instagram, come on LinkedIn. You will not touch Instagram after that, because personally now my screen time has been more of LinkedIn than of my Instagram.
Interesting.
Yeah. So LinkedIn I use personally to connect with a lot of founders, startup founders, because as I said, my interests are now aligning a lot around marketing. So what I personally do right now is I reach out to startup founders and I just share how they can improve their marketing strategies. So tomorrow I have a meeting with the CEO of Vice Prep. I'm not.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I know.
You
yeah,
heard
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
So I just DM'd him on LinkedIn 2 days back.
By the way, Vice Prep are the people who are passing first year students in Math 100 and 101. Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking their course. So
Yeah.
I was just studying through Vice Prep 3-4 days back, and I was like, let's text the CEO of their company. So I went on LinkedIn, I found their CEO, I can send them a connection request, and
They accepted it.
They accepted it.
They responded.
They accepted it, and once they accepted it, I sent another DM to them that, hey, I'm a student studying at UBC on Fulbright. I'm pretty good at marketing and study abroad. I have a huge network of international students with me. So, are you willing to hop on a Zoom call and let's see how we can expand your reach at UBC? And I have a Zoom call with him tomorrow.
Wow, CEO of Vice Prep. That's
Yeah.
a big deal.
So he's on my LinkedIn. So what I'm saying is, you can use LinkedIn to get internships. I mean, I have received internship offers without even applying, because founders started reaching out to me once they saw my content on LinkedIn. They saw that I was posting a lot on how to study abroad, basically. And then my content shifted towards marketing as well. So now I get messages from creators who are, who don't really have that much time to post on LinkedIn to write their post.
Okay.
So basically ghostwriting.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get a lot of opportunities through LinkedIn, and to all the students out there, go create an account and just start networking.
Start networking.
Just start reaching out to founders of companies. I personally do that. A lot of times I face rejections. Recently, a startup founder who was Forbes 30 under 30 as well, he reached out to me on LinkedIn for a Zoom call. So if you have a good presence online, people will come to you and you don't really need to apply. All the internships that I have on my resume are the ones I never applied. They reached out to me.
But you still had to reasonably do all of that
Yeah.
by yourself
Yeah,
first
yeah.
for to get to that point where
Yeah.
Forbes 30 people are reaching out to her. Go girl!
Yeah.
One more high five! How do you start from scratch? Like for people who have not, even touched LinkedIn in their lives. I know some fourth year people not touched LinkedIn. How do you start it?
I started in my 11th grade.
Wow. As soon as the girl got to know, we gotta do something for universities.
So I started in my 11th grade. I got my first marketing internship in my 11th grade.
Wow.
So, I mean, for someone who is just starting out, I have made a lot. I have influenced my really close friends to start their LinkedIn accounts, and they did. And right now they've reached like 200-300 connections, which is decent enough for you to just start off. So what they did was, you can start connecting with your high school friends or people from your high school. And then you can start connecting with your university students as well. That's what I recommended a lot of my friends to do, because when I started in my 11th and 12th grade, I sent shamelessly connection requests to Ivy League students, to students from top universities around the world. I just did that every day. I used to make sure that my limit to send the connection request in one day should get exhausted.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I did, which you can also do, because personally, when I started in my 11th and 11th grade specifically, I was looking for students who have received 100% scholarships from the universities abroad. So I was going through their LinkedIn profiles, what they did in high school to get the scholarship. So I started reaching out to students from Ivy Leagues, from top liberal arts college in US, from U of T, UBC, and universities in Australia, UK, everywhere around. And I started sending a connection request. For someone who's starting just from the scratch, I would recommend you to just start connecting with your college students. UBC has a lot of students. A lot of students. If you start sending connection, my friend got 100 connections in 2 days.
Yeah.
So
UBC, yeah,
UBC
a lot of
is
students.
so large, so many
Not
students.
UBC, like every university.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can send, but make sure that whatever you've done in your high school, even if it's some volunteering as well, just put it on your LinkedIn profile so that when you're sending a connection request to someone, they shouldn't feel that it's a spam.
It should look legit.
It should look legit. Like
Even if it's like the smallest activity.
yeah, just even at the smallest activity, just put it there. Have a good about section, a good profile picture, not a selfie. So it's LinkedIn because it's a professional network.
I know people are like putting up their like stupidest photos.
I saw a girl from my school put a LinkedIn picture with all the vodka bottles.
Wait, for real? Alcohol in LinkedIn? Wow, okay. That requires a lot of guts.
For 2 minutes straight, I was like, what the fuck is wrong?
I mean, I'd follow her though.
So yeah, just make sure you have an optimized profile, have basic things out there, just some of your extracurriculars, even your small award. If you won a poetry competition, my poetry competition is out there in my award section.
Yeah,
on
you
LinkedIn.
just should, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you should know how to write it.
Yeah, like it should
Yeah.
look in a professional way at least because it's
Yeah.
LinkedIn. But yeah, right now LinkedIn is becoming more like Instagram of professional networking. It's like
correct.
because now it's not just about jobs. People are making tons of money through LinkedIn.
Oh, that's true. How?
So what people do is basically a lot of times people reach out to founders. They just tell them that we are offering certain services, like we can do ghostwriting, we can help you increase your presence on LinkedIn. So what usually happens is that, let's say a founder of a company, a clothing company, right? He wants to expand his business, right? He wants to get more people to buy his products. He can actually promote that on LinkedIn. And people actually offer that services that if you hire me, I'm gonna make sure that you get at least 10 to 20 times more leads than you get usually through LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is like
it's like a place for opportunities.
It's endless opportunities, like not just like one or two. It's just endless opportunities. You'll get addicted to LinkedIn. Believe me, if you start just scrolling. And yes, there will be a time where you'll see everyone posting all their achievements, and you'll be like, "What am I doing with my life?" This was me in my 11th grade because I was seeing people posting achievements like anything, getting into like top universities on full scholarships, getting into going to summer programs without paying anything. I was like,
I want to do that. You're like I want to do that, and you did it.
yeah.
Damn right.
By the way, I'm going to Italy without paying anything in July because I was offered a full scholarship for the summer program for 5 days.
Nice.
So it's a 5 days trip.
You're not paying? Okay, guys, just download LinkedIn at this
So
point.
just download it. Yeah.
Right. So my very last question, the last question for the day is, in university, everybody goes through that crisis where they're not able to manage their social life, maybe their extracurriculars with their academics, and that's a very difficult job. How do you sort of balance it?
Honestly, I would say I'm also not the perfect person who balances everything, like
Yeah.
academics and socially and everything. However, I make sure that I follow a certain routine, which is very hard initially because I did not follow it in my first semester, and it ended up me getting really low grades, which I never expected. And there was a time where I was like, I'm a scholar, and people have certain expectations from me, and I'm not keeping up with it. So for students who are planning to get involved in a lot of extracurriculars, I would recommend you to make sure that your academics are not compromised. I mean, it's good to have a lot of extracurriculars in your plate. However, academics are pretty important as well. Follow a certain routine. I personally just have a notes app in my phone where I just get a checklist that whatever things I need to do in a day, and I try to make sure that everything that is there I just complete it by the end of the day. I don't really have a very fancy strategy of following balancing my academics and my extracurriculars. There are times where I have missed my assignments as well, because I was focusing a lot on my Zoom meetings, my following up a lot on my clients and everything. So
Yeah.
it's all right if you sometimes mess up. You're in your first year. It's all right. And other than that, for students who are just starting on LinkedIn, there will be times where you'll feel that imposter syndrome, where you will find people who are way 10 times doing better than you. But remember that everyone's journey is different. They have certain different goals, you have certain different goals. I started from literally zero, and I'm doing not the best, but I'm doing pretty good right now. So just believe in yourself and things are gonna go good.
Please don't in university. It's useless to compare.
Yeah,
Because it's always people are above you or at your own. There's no one down. There's literally no one below you. So yes.
So because I've seen, I have a senior scholar. He just went to UN. He attended an international conference. He's doing a lot of things related to climate change, and I look up to him. And he's the same person whose video I saw in my 11th grade. He got full ride from UBC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the day I came here, we had a scholars event, and I met him and I told him that you were my inspiration, because yours was the video, and I was looking at your video. I was like, how am I gonna go to that level that a university funds my entire education?
Yeah.
And then I was telling him about it, and I was like, I'm looking at your footsteps.
So you made it.
Yeah. So there will be people. It's good to have inspiration, but don't get intimidated. But, yeah.
That's a really good advice.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Aliva. That's all for today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And yes, until next time, people. Bye. Love you. Bye.